everyone. Thank you for joining us for our LCPL Spring Maker Camp. I am Miss Aisha from Gum Spring Library Makerspace, and joining me today is Miss Joanna from Brambleton Library Makerspace.
Hello.
This is a 2-day camp, and we will show you how to design a simple 3D printable object in TinkerCad and how to save that design in a format that it could be printed on our 3D printers, and how to submit it if you would like to get it printed at our library makerspace. So here is our work plane. We are going to design our project on this work plane. So we talked about how I am going to design a keychain. So I renamed my project over here. I am going to use this box shape and put it right on top of my work plane. Do you see? Now, you would be wondering, what are these little squares? The white squares and the black squares, and then this black triangle. So let me explain this. So the white squares, you can also call them handles. They are the ones that you can click and drag to reshape your shape. You can extend it, you can make it smaller, bigger by clicking and dragging, as well as you could, when you click on it, it tells you that this side is the length, and this side is the width, and this side is the height. It's the Z axis. So this is X, Y, and Z. So let's go back, and I will put in the proper size that I would like. So remember, we have changed this to inches. So Ms. Joanna is going to put some of these project ideas and the dimensions and the guidelines for, you know, what size you can design to be printed at the library makerspace. You cannot have a very big item because our printers won't be able to print those. So we are going to change the size of this one. This one is Y length, so it's a length. So I am going to change this to, it's I'm going to say 1.5. And there we go. Then I am going to click on this arrow, the bottom one, and I am going to click on this one here. It also says 1 inch. So I'm going to change this to probably 4.5. See, now I can click and drag it to move it back into the center. So right now it's 4.5 inches wide and 1.5 inches on y-axis, which is length. Now for keychain, this is too thick, correct? So to change the height of it, to reduce the height, I will click on this top white box and change this to probably 1/4 inch, so 0.25. Oops, it did not go through. No comment needed. Okay, let's go back, click on my top right square, and I have to click in this box, and I will say 0.25. Whoa, actually, accidentally hit the delete key. Let's go back, repeat. 1.5. Why is it not doing that? Hold on. Okay. And then come to this one, 4.5. Okay, move it over. Click and drag. You can click and drag by putting your cursor anywhere except on these handles. Okay, now let's click on the Z handle, which is this height measurement, and then click here and say 0.25, 1/4 inch. And there we go. I think this is good thickness for a keychain. If you want it thinner, you can reduce it even more. Now, these will only do it from one side. These will extend or reduce the size from whichever sides you are doing it, like this or this.
Aisha, I'm going to interrupt real quick. Can you
Sure.
let me know the dimensions real quick, just so I can put them in the chat?
So the X or the width is 4.5.
All right.
And the length, no, yes, the length or the y-axis is 1.5 inches. This is, I'm talking about inches, but if you want millimeters, I can tell you millimeters also. And then the z-axis or the height of the keychain is 1/4 inch, which is 0.25 inches.
All right.
So if you want millimeters, the 4.5 is 114.30 mm. And the length, 1.5 inch, is 38.10 mm. And the height is 6.35 mm. So if you're designing in millimeters, that's the measurement you're going to choose. If you're designing in inches, then that's the measurement you're going to choose. We're going to put both.
All right. Thank you, Aisha.
Yeah, if you want to design a stencil instead of a keychain, like you want to create beautiful stencil of your name, you could reduce, you will probably will have to reduce the height even more. So you can reduce it a little bit more so it's thinner. It's not too thick. Okay? Is that good? All right, let's move on to the next step. So the next step is I am going to show you how you can put a whole, or let's do the text first. Let's do the text first. So let's go back and find the text. Here is the text tool. Bring it over. When I click on it, this comes up. If you see here, it says text under text. So if I click and highlight the word text, I can type anything I want in here. I can say my library. And there we go. Now this is too big, right? This is way bigger than my size of my keychain. So as you see that I resize my keychain, I can resize this the same way, or I could use these black squares and reduce this way and this way. That's gonna be fine. Make it smaller. I can even, this is going up and down, like I'm reducing it from the sides. But height, you definitely have to go from here. But I'm not going to worry about the height right now. I'm just going to keep it to what it was. It was, I think it was 1 inch. That's what normally it comes in, but it's too high, right? If I move this, now if I want to move it, I can click and drag it. That's one way of doing it. Another way of doing it is move this out here. And do you see this icon of work plane? You can add another work plane on top of your rectangle, and you should be able to put this right on top of it. That could make it easy also. So I put this, and then I take this and put it right here. Okay, now I don't want this work plane anymore. So I can click on it and I can click anywhere else and it goes back to it. Now let's look from the top to see what it looks like. Ooh, do you think it's in the center? If not, I can use the arrow keys on my keyboard and use it. But as I use the arrow key, you see how far it's moving? That's too far, right? I'm just trying to move it just slightly. You know why? Because look at the snap grid here. Here, the snap grid is 1/8 of an inch. I can reduce it, or I can just turn it off, and I can just slowly by hitting my down arrow or up arrow, I can move it wherever I want without going it too far up or too far down. Let's reduce it and then try it, and you will see how slowly it is moving. Now it's not going too far. So the distance is less. Okay, I think I feel good about the size of it. It's covering it pretty good. But I think I want to add something more to my keychain, just not the words. So then I need to make this smaller. So let's see what's the size is. Right now it is saying 3.375 and this is saying 0.91. How about I make this just 3? And I can leave this the way it is. All right. Now, do I want it this high up? So let's reduce the height of it. How about I make it to 0.5? It's, again, this note thing is sometimes annoying. All right, let's click on the height tool and handle, and then I am going to click on this and say 0.5. There we go. Now let's look at the bottom to see that it's not going all the way down and cutting it through the bottom, right? So if I want to go to the bottom, look, I can actually see that, right? I do not want to see that at the bottom. I just wanted to have it on the top. So let's go back up to the front. Now, when I'm on the front, do you see this black triangle? That triangle helps me lift it up a little. So I can click on that triangle, hold my mouse down, and move it slightly up the Z-axis. And let's see if it took it up. Now I don't see it at the bottom.
Aisha, I'm going to interrupt one more time. We have a question I think would be better answered if you were to go over it again. So somebody asked how you turned the text, how you rotated it. Could you demonstrate that one more time?
You mean rotate it? I have not shown rotation yet, but they want to see how to rotate the text?
Yes. How do you turn the text?
Okay, I will show you. Just give me 1 second.
Thank you.
Okay, let's go home. Okay, how to rotate the text. If you see, do you see these arrows? When I hover over my text, you see the arrows over here, and also on the side right here. So if I want the text to stand up, then I would use this arrow right here. If I want it to go down, and there we go. Do you see? If I do it from here, it's going to go like that. But if I go all the way out, it will slowly do it. But if I do it from here, it's going to go quickly. If I do it from here, I can do it this way. But if I go, I can slowly rotate. Do you see that? Does that make sense? And to rotate it this way, I can even type in here and say 20. And here we go. Look. Now, this is a really good question. I'm glad that you asked because I can tell you something about how the printer would work on this. So if we try to print it like this, you see the Y is hanging down? That's not going to go well on the printer. So if I move this up to bring the Y all the way up on the top, that's not going to go down with the printer very well either, because none of this is attached. So printer would not print it in the air. So none of this will print well. The only thing that will print very good will be all the way up to this part of the Y. That's it. Right, Miss Joanna? Am I right about that?
Yes.
Yep, because the printer would not, it prints in layers. So anytime anything that is above in the air, it will either print it in the air or we will have to add supports to it. So the supports actually fill in all the gaps. So I have this little thing that I can show you. Can you all see this? Can you see this dinosaur that was printed? How its tail? All this is support that needs to be removed afterwards to be able to see it. Now, but sometimes when you're removing these supports, you could break the delicate parts of the print because you have to use pliers to remove these. These supports are hard too, they're plastic. This is the raft and this is the support. Is that good? Did anybody has any further questions about this?
Aisha, can you demonstrate just one more time where to find the text tool and how to drag it onto the work
Oh,
plane?
sure. Sure. Okay. Let me first undo this part. So I am back to my original. Now to how to put the text tool, if you look under basic shapes, you could find the text tool here. And I'll show you another place where you can find the text tool. If you click on this drop down arrow and you go to text and numbers feature, and that's where you will find the text tool by typing all the words. If you just want to do initials, you can find letters. If you want to do numbers, you can find numbers. Even the signs, the exclamation point, question mark, and all that. So these are all the tools that I am showing you, basic tools and text and numbers. Now, how to put the text on? So you will have to just scroll down, click on the text, just like you drag the box tool, you will click the text tool, and this is where you will type. In this box, you will have to change the text in the box to be able to. So suppose I want to say, hello. See? Now, if I don't want it, do you see the rotation arrows? There's this one right here, one over here. Rotating the z-axis, and then this is, so 3 different ways you can rotate your things. Okay, so we do not need hello right now. Any other questions? And another very good useful tool in TinkerCad is the undo button. You can Control Z or you can undo as many times as you go. It will take back step by step and fix and take you back whatever steps you have taken earlier. So it will remove all the forward steps and just take you back to the original. You can go all the way back. So shall I move on? So let me show you how you can add another shape on your keychain. How about, I want to say love my library. So I'm going to use the heart. And here is my heart. I want to put it here. And guess what? I want this heart to go here, but this is too big. So another way to make sure that I resize this heart from all angles and not just one side, like not from here or here or here. I do it from all angles. So if I press the shift key on my keyboard, hold it down and use one of these resizing handles, click and drag them, and look, it's resizing from all angles. Exactly. Now I can just move this up. And I will do the same thing to this because I am going to click on this triangle and make this go up so it is not showing at the bottom. But right now, it is way farther up, right? I want it next to the word my. So move this with my arrow key, this arrow key, move it closer. Love my library. How about that? Now you think that this heart is brown. I can change the color of it. I can change it to be pink. I can change it to be purple. But guess what? It will only print in one color on our printer. You get to pick the color, but we have very limited choices right now because our libraries maker spaces are closed. So we don't have a lot of choices for filament. But if you print it white or any light color like gray or white, you can paint it. You can use acrylic paint to paint your creation. So you can paint it whatever color you want your heart to be, or you can design this to be whatever color you like it to be, but it's not going to print like this. It will print one color. Is that clear? All right. Now, this looks like a little name tag to me, not a keychain, because what's it's missing? You're right. It's missing a hole. There are two ways we can add a ring to it. We can add a hole. We can make a hole right here, or we can just add a ring to it. How about we use this ring? Do you see? Now, if you notice, I'm going to zoom in so you can actually see. If you notice, this is a ring, but it has so many small sides. Do you notice this? It's not very smooth, right? Does not have very smooth lines. So maybe I can do this. I can make it smooth. Look, it's going to change the radius and the sides. And here, if I change the sides and make it, it will reduce the sides of it. It was less and more. So now it will increase it so it's more smoother outline. You can make it like that. I do not want to do that. I can just keep it just like that. Okay, now my ring is ready, but I need to make sure that my ring is the same height as my keychain. So what do? I just go here, and anybody remembers what our height was? 0.25. And here we go. Do you see that? Now, if I happen to accidentally move this above my work plane, I can move it down by using this triangle, or very simply just press the D key on your keyboard and it will drop it to the work plane. D4, drop. Yes. And then I can quickly look from the top and use my arrow key and move this closer to attach it. And there you go. Do you see from the bottom and from, is this a good size? If this is too big, what can I do? I can make it smaller. I can make it wider. I can make it smaller from other sides, and there we go. Let's look from the top. What do you think? Now, if I want to, oh, this is too oval shape. I don't like the oval shape. I can reduce the shape from these black squares to make it. Miss Joanna, am I missing any tips or tricks? Or did I miss anything that we wanted to show?
I don't think so. We have a few people, looks like some audio problems for a few people. So just make sure your audio is connected to the WebEx app through whichever device you're working on. And then I had a couple requests if you could go over the color, how to change the color one more time.
Oh, sure. So let me show you how to change the color of this ring. Okay, let me show you. So when I click on the ring, this shape box appears. And do you see here color? This is solid color. So I can change the color by clicking on this. And here are the options of the colors. So maybe I can make this yellow, or I want it the same color as, I can make it red, and it's red. Everybody understand that? Now, one more thing I can show you. How about I do not want the word my library to be a solid. I want it to be engraved in my keychain. How about that? So do you see it's right now it's solid. Solid is selected. Do you see the blue ring around the solid color? That's selected, right? If I click on this gray box, this gray circle, it's going to make it hollow. It's going to be a hole. So this will actually, these words will be engraved in this, and it will not be above, but they will just be engraved. They will be written in there just like you're engraving something or carving it. It will be carved in there. Did everybody get this part? You want to see what it looks like if I make it into a hole? Oh, one more thing I want to show you. When you design your object and you think that you are completely done, everything is good, it looks good, I am ready to print. But the printer will not print all these separate pieces. It will print all of them together, and you have to combine them before you save it for printing. So right now, I think I'm very satisfied with what my design looks like. The only thing that I want to do is I think I want to move my library to the little bit on this side and give my heart a little space, just like it's a word, love my library. So equal space. And now I am ready. So guess what I'm going to do now? I am going to select my whole design. So I will, do you see my cursor on the work plane away from my keychain? I will click here and I will drag my mouse. And I am selecting all of them. Everything is selected right now. When I did that, you will notice on this side, right above the shapes box, right here, right above the shapes box, this part came dark now. It's available. Before it was not. When I do not, there's nothing available in here except putting comments. I don't want to put any comments with my notes because I know what I'm doing, but you can put comments with your project too. You can say, oh, I want to do this, or you can put your steps in there just so you remember what you did. Right now, I am going to select, and then I will click on this icon that says group. That means combine them, put them together. Make them into one piece. And I click on it, and there we go. And my design looks like this. Do you see how it's carved in there? Right? Now, what if I decide, oh, I want the heart to be engraved too? But how do I fix it? I cannot fix it right now. So I have to click on it again and ungroup it. Now it's ungrouped. Now click away from it first. Then click on the heart, just the heart, nothing else. And make a hole. And there we go. Now highlight again, all of them, and group, and click, and there we go.
Hey, Aisha, would you be able to demonstrate one more time how to lift, how to move the letters and the shapes either up and down?
Yes.
One more time? Thanks.
Yes, I will. So let's go back. I am going to highlight again, ungroup them, and I am going to make them solid again. Okay, right now, my library words are not showing down there. The heart is not showing down there. I am going to do this. I am going to make the height a little bit higher. So now it's a lot more higher. And then I will use this. Do you see this? Do you see this black triangle? Everybody see this black triangle, right? This black triangle, when I put my cursor on it, it turns red, right? I can click on it and I can squeeze down. So now when I put it down, look, it's went all the way through my keychain. But I can only do this if I want to make a hole. I want to just completely engrave it through my keychain. So I'm going to click on hole, and now you can see. So what will happen now if I group this? If I highlight my full design and I click on group and watch. Look, it went through and through. Can I tell you one thing about it though? By doing this, there's a little problem. When it is printed, if you notice that the little part of the B here and the little part of the A here, this part is connected, this part is connected, this is connected, this is connected, these are all connected, right? But this is not connected. This little oval is not connected. This little part is not connected. So when the printer will print it, it will print. When we take it off the print bed, this part will come out separate. So when you are making anything that you are making a hole, let me show you something. I have a sample here. Look at this. It's missing the A and the R part here because they were not connected. So if you want, you can connect them by using a little, drawing a little line in there and putting in there using your Scribble tool. So I can actually show you how to use the Scribble tool to fix this problem here before we move on. Would you like to see that, or do you want to see it tomorrow? We can go over these things a little bit tomorrow too, just so if you have any questions, we can go over them tomorrow.
I see one for tomorrow, and I've been saying tomorrow for the Scribble tools.
Yeah.
We do have one question. How do you group? Can you demonstrate grouping?
Yes.
One more time.
Yes, I can demonstrate grouping. I'm just going through the chat real quickly to Heather. Yeah, somebody asked if we can add another work plane on top of the shape. Yes, to add more shapes, you can use another work plane, but you can only use one work plane at a time. So you have to remove the work plane after. Yeah, so how do you engrave it? So it's attached to the keychain. So this is what it is, that you have to be creative. Now, if you notice, let me scroll a little so I can show you. See how this part is not connected. So we could connect it by making a line right here, just attaching it here, and here it will connect it. We don't have to do a big thing. We can just attach it from here and here. And I can show you how you can use the Scribble tool, or you can even use any shape and just put a little thing in there, just like this part is connected. Do you see how with just a little rectangle piece? So let me see if I can show you how to do this quickly. Okay, let's close this and let me go and find what is the best shape I can find. Maybe another square. and just make it very thin and make it, of course, 0.25. Okay, and then make it thin. At this time, I'm using the little black arrows. See how I made this little thin part? I can use this and move it with my arrows and go all the way here to this and all the way down this. Let me see if it went through. Kind of. All right. With either here or if I can see this, I can even make it and move it this way and move it down. Do you see now it is attached? Just this much attachment is going to be fine. We do not have to attach it from both places. It should be fine. If I make it wide enough. There you go. If you can look from the bottom. Did you all see this? Now you would say, oh, I can see this. Let's group this together and see what happens. Just a little attachment, and I personally do not like it because I'm a perfectionist, so I do not like this part. So if I want to do it, I will probably make it very thin, and I will go a little bit here on the top and a little bit here on the bottom so that it's attached from both sides and it would look okay. But I would not put it this way. Is that good enough? Did I ungroup it? Yes, let me undo this. Okay, let's group it this way to see how it looks. I think I like it better this way because that way it kept the shape of the bee here and it just attached it from here enough that it would not be separate. Give me your feedback. What do you guys think?
Hey, Aisha, can we show grouping and ungrouping one more time?
Yes.
Just some people
Yes.
are wanting to delete specific parts of their design, and I think they need to ungroup first.
Okay, so for ungrouping also, you have to click on your design. Then you will be able to see the ungroup icon. See, it's highlighted now. So you click on it and it will ungroup. Once you ungroup it, then click on the work plane away from it and click on your piece that you want to remove. Right now, I've only ungrouped one thing. So if you have added multiple pieces, you will have to ungroup several times. So now I ungrouped again, so I can now separately click on these and keep moving them. So they're all separate now at this time. At this time, everything is separate for me.
And can you show, say if they want to delete a cylinder or a tube, or say we want to delete like the heart, can you show just how to delete just the heart?
If I want to delete this ring, I don't want the ring, I can just click on that ring only and delete. Now, if accidentally you deleted everything, don't panic. Quickly click on undo. Undo will fix everything for you in TinkerCad. All your oops will be fixed, okay? So you can delete that. And then I think I would want to add the other ring. How about I want to add this ring? How about that? And there we go. Now this ring I added, but I want to cannot make the sides more, so it's just going to be the way it is, and it is pretty thin, but I like it, so I just want to add this. And now I am going to group all of them. So for grouping, you have to put your cursor away from your design somewhere around on your workspace, and then click and drag your mouse to cover everything as much as you can. Now I've selected everything. And then I click on group, and it will group everything for me. Now I realize, oh, this ring is too big. So go back, click on it, click on this on the project, ungroup, click away from it. Once you ungroup, click away from it, then click on the item that you want to fix, and I will fix this. I want to make it smaller. And then I want to move this up. There you go. Now I want to look from the top to see if it's in the center. It's not in the center, so maybe slightly move it down. I think it is now. What do you guys think? And I also don't want this to be whole. I want it to be solid. But if I decide to be solid, I have to move this up so it's not at the bottom. So use the arrow key to bring it up, but not very up, so it's not up in the air. You just do the drop key and it will drop. But right now it's going all the way down, so I'm going to reduce the height, then use my arrow key and move it just a teeny bit up. Now it's not showing at the bottom. I do not want to show at the bottom, and it is half an inch. So I want to make this even smaller. So you can use the handles to reduce the size, or you could click on the handles and use this. So it's saying 0.453. I want to say 0.3. Oh, again. Lord. Okay. Don't want it. I want to change this to 0.3. That's too short. Didn't like it. Change it again. How about 0.375? Oh, this notes thing is really annoying, Miss Joanna. It keeps adding to it. If I forget to click on this thing, it does that for me. No, 0.375. Okay, let's see. Oh, yep, that's perfect. I am satisfied with this. But did this part, see this part that I made over here? I can just delete that part. I don't need that because I'm not engraving it. I am just making it embossed like this. Now I will group it again. I'm selecting my design, now completely selected, so you can see that they are selected. Right here it shows that they are selected. Then click on group. Because once it's selected, you will be able to see group and ungroup icon highlighted. Did you see that my thing changed the color? Because I accidentally clicked and it changed everything to purple. Purple is my favorite color, so it did pick purple for me. But look, yellow, to be able to see really well, pick light color so you can see all the details in your design. Everybody good? Now let's stop here so we can answer any questions. What do you think, Miss Joanna?
I think, yeah, let's stop here. I'm just sorry, I'm answering a couple more questions. Okay. All right. Do you want to do a Q&A session, Aisha?
Yeah, we can do this real quickly. We have 15 minutes, almost 15 minutes to do our Q&A, and we can do that. Now, somebody asked that where are we going to put the recording? That we have to figure out, and we will definitely let you know by tomorrow where the recordings will be. Basically, maybe they will be on our event calendar where you found the link. That's where probably they will put the recording of the program too. Or we will use, or we have a library has a YouTube channel too that you can subscribe to, and you can watch it there also.
All right. Do we want to try unmuting anybody, Aisha?
If anybody has a question and they cannot type in the Q&A and would like to talk to us, please raise your hand. We could unmute you and we can talk to you and answer your questions, but we cannot probably do that for a lot of people, like back and forth. We only have 15 minutes. So just let us know how you would like to communicate with us at this moment.
Right.
Can I stop sharing for a few minutes? I'm going to stop sharing my
So if you have a question, we'll try to get to some of you, but there is an option to raise hand under the participants. So just raise that hand and we'll be able to unmute you. We'll tell you when we've unmuted you.
Yeah, I do see some raised hands. How about I stop sharing the screen? Will that be okay for everybody? Do you still want to see what I do, or? Okay, I am going to unmute Amrit. All right, Amrit, you're unmuted. You can ask your question.
My question is, in my design, I made a keychain, and I want to change it to the color white, but it's only, and I grouped it, but it's blue. I want to change it to white color.
No need to change it to white color. So when you will submit your design for printing, you can specifically say, I want it printed in white color. We will give you the option to choose the color then. TinkerCad doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what your design is showing in this. We won't print it in that color. Okay, so this is the answer for everybody who think that whatever color you choose in TinkerCad, we'll print it in that color. No, we will not. We will in the color that you specifically says. And right now, we will go over it tomorrow, what our guidelines and what our restrictions right now is because of COVID, what restrictions we have to use the 3D printers and on the color and the filament color and stuff. We'll go over it tomorrow. Okay?
Okay.
All right. Now I am going to unmute, is it God? Am I saying it correctly? I'm sorry. All right, you're on.
Can I, what if you're in a different state?
What if you are in a different state? Yes, if you're in a different state, I'm sorry, we won't be able to print it for you, but you can see if your local library has a 3D printer. Most libraries now do have 3D printers, and some school libraries also have 3D printers. So you could, since your design is saved and we will show you, create a link, you can take that to them, or you can save it on a USB, your file, and say, I would like to get it printed. Does that answer the question?
Yes.
All
Plus
right.
it's Gada.
Okay, I'm sorry, Gada, nice to meet you. Where
Nice to meet you.
if you don't mind me asking?
I'm from Canada.
Oh, nice. Okay. I know some libraries do have makerspace there in Canada. All right, bye. All right, I am going to unmute MK. All right, MK, you are unmuted.
Okay, so I think I have two questions. So,
Okay.
My first question is, like, after we make a design, how are we supposed to get it printed?
So we will share all that information tomorrow. We do not have enough time right now to share all that with you. So tomorrow's program, when you join us tomorrow, we will go over all that tomorrow. Today was designing, and tomorrow is how to get it printed, how to save it in a way that it gets printed. It has to be a different format to be printed. Okay? Does that answer your question?
That was my first question, but
Okay, what's your second question?
next question is, so when we get it printed, are we only able to do one color?
Yes, yes, it will be one color and one print at a time, one file at a time, okay? For right now, when the maker spaces will be open, then it's going to be very different. But right now we are closed. So we're just offering very limited service, okay?
Okay, and yeah, I think I just thought of one more question.
Okay.
So for the text option, is there any way that we can like change the font of the text?
Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you guys that. Okay, tomorrow I will go over with that also, how to change. Remind me tomorrow, I will show you how to select a different font.
Oh, okay.
All right? Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. All right, I am going to unmute KV, and then we will do really quickly so that we can move forward. There are a lot of people wanting to ask questions. Okay, KV, you are unmuted.
All right, hi. So
Hi.
basically when I actually found some things, like when I clicked on like the place where you change the color, there are two other options. It's multicolor and transparent. So basically I have two questions. Number one, does transparent basically make it like see-through, like translucent?
You can see it through while you're designing. It won't print. That's not the option for printing, okay? It has to be solid or whole, you know, engraved or stuff. But transparent basically is the option when you're designing complicated designs with lots of pieces and parts, and you want to see how far down it's going and where not and all that into your piece. That's what the feature is for.
And with multicolor, what does that exactly do?
Let me see. Did you try clicking on multicolor, and did you see what it did? It just changed back the colors that you originally picked.
Oh. Well, wait, will that happen in the actual printing?
No, no. We do not have those printers in our library, but there are printers out there that can print multicolors. Okay? Thank you so much. I'm going to move on to a few more people. We have a few more minutes, so let's move to Catherine. All right, Catherine. Hi. Did I? All right, what? Okay, I unmuted you. Hello?
Oh, am I unmuted now?
Who is unmuted? I am trying to see.
I think Catherine, I think you're unmuted.
Catherine, I think I unmuted you. Is this Catherine?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, Catherine. What's your question?
I have one question about the WebEx app.
Okay.
So, what are all the buttons at the bottom? I haven't figured that out yet.
In the WebEx app, what buttons at the bottom? You have, I'm not sure what you are seeing. Are you seeing a microphone button and a video camera button?
I'm seeing like, hold on. 1, 2, 3. I'm seeing 6 buttons.
Do you see a chat button, like a message thing?
Yeah, I see a chat button, a participants button, and question and answers button, and then like a button that says more and the end call button.
Okay, that's all you would be able to see because right now you are, you have that, you are a participant. At
They all
the moment.
do different things, but like when I put the like mouse cursor thing on them, it tells me like what they are. So.
Okay, all right, thank you. Anything about the 3D printing or you good?
Do you only have a white color in the 3D printing?
In the design thing, I think you cannot do white because the surface is white. You can but you can print in white color. We have white filaments in the libraries that we print on. Okay, so if you want to be printed in white, we will do that.
Okay.
All right, thank you. All right, I am going to unmute Inaya. All right, Inaya, it's your turn. Hello. Hello, Inaya, can you hear me? Okay, we will go to Monica now next. Monica,
If you're printing,
I'm sorry?
like if you're printing a keychain or something, do you have to go to your closest library to pick it up?
You can pick it up from any branch you want, but we will print it at the branch that have makerspace.
Okay.
Okay? You will have option to pick it up from any branch. Like we have
any library.
We have currently 4 branches that have makerspace. Actually, yes. 4
Okay.
branches that have makerspace, so you will be able to. But you can also email us and request if you would like to pick up from any other branch that does not have makerspace, like Ashburn or Percival or any other branch. We can send it over there too. Okay?
Okay.
All right, thank you. All right, last one is, I would say, Selena. Hi, Selena.
Hi.
Do you have a question, Selena?
What question? Oh,
Okay,
yes,
what's your question?
my question is tomorrow last part of the project?
Tomorrow we have the program at the same time, just like today, from 2 o'clock. Okay? Did I answer your question?
Yes.
Selena? Did I answer your question?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. One last one, Abigail.
Are we able to use a printer from our house?
I'm sorry?
Are we able to use other printers like ones that are right next to us from our house?
You mean the libraries that are close to your house?
No, I mean like
No, it's 3D. We don't have a 3D.
no, I know like if like, no, I meant like if any, like, I'm trying to,
Or
like,
regular print.
like if so, like I know. What I'm trying to say is, if someone did, wait,
Have the printer? Yes. If you have a 3D printer, you can print your design on the 3D printer that
oh
you have.
yes,
Yes. Yes, you can.
okay, that was my question.
Yeah, you can. Yes, you can. Okay, I'm going to ask one more person, and that is Srita. Okay, let me go back. All right, Srita, what's your question?
My question is when you're going into the thing, how do you raise the for the keychain, how do you raise the word?
How do you raise the word? I can show you one more time, but if you remind me tomorrow, I can show you again too, but I have only 1 minute, so I'm going to quickly show you, okay? Watch this. So I am going to highlight my thing to ungroup. Once I ungroup, I can see that my word, this is my heart right here. So if I look from the front, I can see this black triangle. Do you see the triangle?
Yeah.
You click on it and you raise it, it will raise up and raise down. You can push it up and down. Okay?
Okay, I have another question. It's really quick. Are there any tutorials when you forget steps? Are there any tutorials you can do?
Yes, you can. I mentioned this in the beginning, and I think I forgot to start recording earlier. So you can, in TinkerCAD, if you go, let me go back to TinkerCAD icon right here, and I go back to the screen. If you look here under 3D design circuits and code blocks, there's lessons right here, and there's a learn feature right here. You can click on either one, and you can click on these lessons and learn different things. All right?
Okay.
All right. Is that cool? All right. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you very, very much for joining us today. We hope you enjoyed the program, and we will hope to see you tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.